Alrighty folks, we got a new release review for you today, mini review I guess, and that is for Ratt, Out of the Cellar. See if I get that thing, there it goes. Out of the Cellar 40th anniversary edition. Hype sticker here says, Ratt's first album includes the hits Round and Round and Wadded Man. Limited edition lenticular cover includes the unreleased track Reach for the Sky from the 1983 Out of the Cellar sessions. So yeah, you can see that cover. It's just fixed onto here. I don't know how long that's going to hold out. I don't know if it's a sticker or what, but I think it's pretty cool. Something different. Here's the innards. Pop this off of here. I don't think there's really much going on under there. Yeah, just a little more tawny contain. And then you get the poster here. The album cover. If people didn't know that this was Tawny Katane, I can't imagine that. Most people, I guess, know her as, there's some album info on the back of it, know her as David Coverdale's girlfriend from White Snake and the White Snake videos, but she was originally Robbin Crosby's girlfriend from Ratt. So Ratt, this is 1984. MTV's just finally spreading across the country to more households. And they were one of the first bands out of the LA scene. I mean, Motley Crue had a couple albums by then, but Great White was just putting out their debut. Ratt's got their debut here. Wasp was putting out their debut. I think Dokken was on album too. So there wasn't a whole lot at that time. The LA scene was big, but it hadn't exploded like it was going to explode, and get diluted like it was going to get diluted. So these guys, you know, being one of the first on the scenes, they were one of the first ones to start putting videos out on MTV. And back then, well, first for the radio, unless you were in a big city, radio did not play any type of heavy metal on the radios back then. If you wanted heavy metal, you were getting, if you called up the radio station and asked the DJ to play some heavy metal, you were getting Led Zeppelin or Deep Purple. You may get Ted Nugent. You weren't getting Black Sabbath. They didn't play Black Sabbath on the radio at all back then. You may get a Judas Priest single, maybe, depending on how big a city you were living in. But now when these guys came out and they started making videos and getting out on MTV, they started, you know, people who didn't even get to hear bands they liked on the radio are now seeing bands with guitar solos and long hair on MTV. So they start requesting radio stations to play these songs. Well, and then when the radio stations start playing Ratt, now people want to hear Motley Crue. Now people want to hear Iron Maiden. Now people want to hear Kiss. Now people want to hear Black Sabbath. So heavy metal across the board started taking off, and whether you like the LA scene or not, it was a springboard for it, and Ratt was one of the first bands out of the cellar. And this was a huge album. I bought this, man, I'm sure I bought it right after I'm pretty sure I saw the Round and Round video first, and then I'm sure I bought it right away. So this thing went triple platinum, which was huge in the early 80s. So yeah, they were everywhere. Um, and I probably haven't listened to this album, honestly. I remembered the words to almost every single song, and I haven't listened to this album probably since the late 80s. There was only a couple of songs on here that I didn't really remember, but that's how much this thing got played back in the day. Wanted Man, classic video for that one. You're in Trouble. There was also a version of that song on the European Ratt EP release. Round and Round, of course, huge hit. Huge video. You used to sit, any headbanger that was in high school in the 80s, early 80s, like around this time, knows every word to every pop song and what band sang it, because we would sit for an hour, hours in front of the TV for a video from Ratt or Motley Crue, or not Wasp. They still didn't play Wasp unless it was Headbangers Ball. Dokken, Twisted Sister. And even if they weren't your favorite bands, Quiet Riot, even if they weren't your favorite bands, it was still a metal band getting played, which was a whole foreign concept to anybody. So we would sit there for an hour watching all these pop videos, waiting for Ratt to come on or something like that. So we know all the songs. In Your Direction, that was one that I kind of forgot about. It's not bad. She Wants Money, that's a hidden gem on here. Lack of Communication, another classic on here. Back for More. This was a re-recorded version that was on the Ratt EP. I'm pretty sure they had a video for that one too. Morning After is a good song. I'm Insane, nice speedy number. Scene of the Crime is probably the worst song on there. It's the last one. I mean, it's okay, but it's basically filler. And then you get a bonus track on here called Reach for the Sky. And, you know, I kind of fell off the Ratt map after Invasion of Your Privacy. I believe the third album was called Reach for the Sky. But here they have the song Reach for the Sky that they recorded during the Out of the Cellar sessions, but it didn't even make it onto the album that was called Reach for the Sky. But it was also co-written by Mark Torian, the lead singer for Bullet Boys. So I'm guessing that had something to do with it not being put out and them not wanting to pay him royalties. But anyway, this has held up really well. Like I said, I haven't listened to this thing. I would guess that I have not listened to this thing in its entirety since the late 80s. And it holds up good. I give it a solid 8 out of 10 now. I mean, it's still got great tunes on here. I probably would have rated it higher than that back in the 10th grade, but you know, it is what it is. But I can't imagine people haven't heard this. It just says 40th anniversary edition. I was just fixing to say, I don't think this thing is remastered or remixed or anything, because it sounds just like it did back in the day. So anyway, 8 out of 10, Ratt, Out of the Cellar, 40th anniversary edition. You guys have a good one.